welcome to Black is Magazine. I am your host, Invalette Sunshine, and I'm so excited to be back with you guys again. If you're new here, subscribe, like, and share. Leave your comments below because your opinion does matter. So tonight, you guys, we have Miss Eddie with us out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. We're going to talk a little bit about her business, a little bit about who she is. So I saw Eddie on the news. I was interested in what she was talking about. And because of Black is Magazine and the way we operate when we want to focus on Black businesses, I definitely wanted to contact her. So she was willing to come on. So I'm going to give the floor to her. Eddie, tell us who you are and what you do.
Well, my name is Eddie K. Allen. I am the Tulsa Black Wall Street artist, the original Negro Wall Street, as they called it. I do a little bit of everything from personal portraits to sip and paint parties. I host puff and paint parties monthly here in Tulsa since we are a legal state. But I'm basically just an artist by nature, by true definition.
I understand that you left Tulsa for a little while. Is that correct?
You got to spread your wings a little bit, kind of figure out what your purpose is. It took a little while to do that. I went from Atlanta to DC. I was in DC for a few years, made it back home after my grandmother passed, and then went to Dallas, and then left Dallas and came back home. And, home is where the heart is. And I really got to get some more footing and a little bit more grounding now that I'm old enough to understand why I'm supposed to be here.
Right. And that's good. You can go home when you can't go nowhere else. So I've been
to say that.
Oh, yeah. So tell me, how did you become the original Negro artist on Black Wall Street? Like, how did that come about? Tell me a little bit about your artistry.
Okay. Originally I wanted to just do something that stood out, and I was doing art for everybody else. At some point it was just like a light bulb hit and was like, okay, let's try something a little different. So I stepped outside of my comfort zone and wanted to do art that is more of a silhouette, but still has so much energy behind it.
Right.
Just from looking at it without it having to be color. Black and white is a great medium to use, and then also to have the gray area to define it. Mm-hmm. Black and white depend on each other in order to make things happen. Right. But it's the gray area that you're able to dance in that sort of defines the moment. So that's more so the direction that my art went. To become the original Black Wall Street artist, I was given the opportunity to work with the Black Wall Street Gallery here in Tulsa. And it just so happened that it started the day of the 99th year since the massacre. And I was really going to do that series 4 years prior to,
right?
And I just could never get it started. And now I see why, because it was meant to happen then,
right?
And then it ended in June with that series, and my art went international. So it kind of put a completely different spin on purpose, and I really feel like I found my niche. And now when the art is being done, or people are ordering commissions or what have you, they can look at that signature and know, oh, okay, I know who that is.
Right. God has a purpose for our lives, and he will close doors for us because he has something greater for us. And I think by just hearing you talk, this was your greater purpose here.
Oh, yeah. I had the opportunity to go to another job. It was going to be in North Carolina. They were going to be paying me right up under those figures that I love to have, And then on a trip, I was on a trip home, and my music cut off, and the radio wasn't working. None of the music I had saved in my phone worked. So I'm like, okay, and God basically came and gave me that understanding, like, you ready to come home? I've done everything possible within the last 10 years to do everything but be home. Right. So it was like, no, I came home and I left, so I really don't want to. And that dead space happened again. It was like, okay, do I have your attention? Like,
wow.
Oh, okay. You got this, or do I got this? And I was like, okay, guys, you right. I'm going to be quiet. And next, like, inner thought, that inner peace that made it okay was, I'm going to let your art take you where I want you to go. And I was like, okay, I don't know what that means. And I teach at Central Central High School, Tulsa with Crepes.
Kudos
So
to you for teaching.
oh, in a
Man,
time
that's
like
right
this is
now.
definitely difficult.
Yeah. So I want to talk about growing up. When did you know that you was an artist?
That's kind of a trick question because I was the kid that was supposed to clean my room, but I was drawing something or writing something or whatever I could get my hands on that had to be creative. I wanted to do that. But my mother's a retired police officer now.
Mhm.
So she was mom and pops at the time. And to allow me to do anything, it was there's no ceiling.
Right.
So whatever you want to put your mind to, do that. I did basketball, I played volleyball, I ran track. I wanted to do everything possible. And then after I graduated, my degrees in psychology, I'm like, I don't know what it is that I want to do, but I was at this job and I was getting ready to move to Atlanta. I had already put in my 2 weeks, and you know how jobs don't want to pay you whenever it's time for you to be paid.
Yeah.
So they were more so like the day I finished that shift, I did this painting and it's in my mother's house right now. It's like a spoken word kind of a scene. You know, we grew up with the art that has no face.
Right.
So it's all the no face art, but there's a lady on stage, she's singing. There's a guy in the back with the piano. There are a couple of people sitting in booths where you can see them. There's a waitress coming across with the glass in her hand. And the day that I finished that picture, I worked an overnight shift. They called me into the office, told me that they had accepted my 2-week notice early. I clocked in a minute later than what I was supposed to. And they said I didn't have my radio on, so they called it abandonment of shift. And it was like, I told them, the nurse and everybody that I worked with, because I worked in mental health, and I told them, you know, I was just out in my car. And it's literally from a regular walkway just to get to the front door to where the car was. It's how far away I was, and I had my radio on. So I know they went in and adjusted the time. So that moment, I showed one of my coworkers the artwork that I finished, and she was like, I'll buy that from you. I was like, okay, we can buy that, you know. My mom saw it, she wasn't having it. And then I did another piece specifically for her. So I kind of got the idea that you can make money in art, but you always hear growing up starving artists, and I like to eat. So I can't fend for myself if I don't have the income.
Right.
And then I was in Atlanta for a year and a half. After I was there, I went to DC and started training with a company, Bus Boys and Poets. And that's where I really got my opportunity, or my chance per se. I told the owner that I did art, and he told me, you know, bring it and let me see it before, you know, I would consider putting it in my restaurant or either of the restaurants. And right before he had this business meeting, a couple of days later, I told him I brought some art with me and I just wanted him to take a look at it. I had it in frames because I wanted my presentation to be, you know, in case he didn't like it, I wanted it to look okay. And he excused himself from his meeting right before they started. He got up, he said, follow me. He walked me around the restaurant, and then he stopped right at the very front entrance so everybody would see it when they came in. And he said, I want them right here. But here's your step. You can't take it down once you sell it. You can't take it down until you have something else to put in place of it. So I was like, oh,
wow.
Okay. It was there for 3 days, and I sold both of them. And I got a picture with me standing right next to it, like, yeah, you see this, right?
You're right.
And once I got that, I had some more art to gut up. And then after that, I had an art show. I was able to showcase my artwork. I had models that were modeling them while we did like a silent auction.
Yeah.
It was really cool. I had a skit with a little girl. Her mom told her to clean her room, but when she finally came upstairs to check on her, she slid the little coloring book back up under her bed and made it look like she was picking up trash.
Oh, I bet you that was good.
So since then, it's just kind of erupted. And once I came back home, like I said, on the Black Wall Street series, once it was known that that's what I was doing, it has been nonstop since. And I'm so excited and proud to put my city where it's supposed to be.
That's right. This good. That's really good information. You know, a lot of times we don't know, and that's what I say about business. You don't know unless you go for it, and you have to be willing to accept the rejections because you'll get rejected. But you went out there, away in DC, to get you where you are today. So that's good. I want to talk a little bit about business because we know that it's really it's hard to build your brand, build your business. What do you tell people that are trying to build a small business?
It's kind of something that we've been told all our lives, like we're supposed to have a plan B. If you want to make it with your business, you can't have a plan B. Your plan A, you got to put your all and your everything into it. You have to go with the bumps on the head. You have to come with the obstacles that stand in your way, those roadblocks that just come out of nowhere. Like you got to take them and take the good with the bad. But you can't take anything as bad. It just has to be an experience and a lesson learned. So you were meant to go through it. So it's not a bad thing, but you can't have the good without the bad. So when it comes, you just got to take it like,
Yep.
I got that.
One for the team.
And then when your plan B, I don't have a plan B.
Right. That's what I'm going to do.
My plan A is to make it.
Right, right. So, and I always say, you know, yeah. So if you mess up or if you fail or you cross a bump in the road, it's fine, but don't stay there. Get what you can of it. Learn from what it was that caused this to happen, and keep pushing. Some people will go through, hard times and give up. And it's like, I can't do it. So you have to have the backbone. I think you have to have that backbone and say, no matter what. Which leads me into my next question. What do you say about support system? Because a lot of times we think that people that are supposed to support us, they're supposed to support us, but our dream is not their dream. So people really that you think are supposed to support you don't. How do you tell people to handle that?
You can't look at them to make you who you are. The relationships and the connections that you build are what it is that cause people to support you, because there are people that you don't even know that will support you versus the expectation that you have that those that are close to you are supposed to. The ones that are the closest to you can be your worst enemy and can be the ones that talk you down the fastest. Or you can have the ones that really have love for you and want to see you succeed. And they're that push and that motivation, but you have to have the good and the bad really to understand and appreciate it. Mm-hmm. So just like I was telling you, I have a big sister that does so many things. Then I have my older brother, he does so many things. And in order for us to be able to love on each other, it's like, nah, what you got a question? I don't care if it's 3 a.m. Call me. If I got an idea, I want to help. If I want to make sure my assistant is where she wants to be. So it's building a web that really is more so a net, that when you feel like you're slipping through the cracks, we got each other there to make sure that I'm not going to let you drown.
I like that. So I was interviewing another guy. He's a business owner. And he was saying that the people that tell him no, he doesn't look at them as a no, right? He's like, he don't count them out, because what he experienced was they told him no, and then somebody else had his product, allowed the person that said no to try it, and they came back with their friends to get it, right? So you can't count them out. Like I always say, just because they don't support you right now or they don't support you, don't count them out, right? That's a no right now. Keep pushing, go on. It might come around tenfold for you. So I like that.
That ask you all types of, they want to know more about what you do. They want to know how you do it. They want to be a part of it. And then they disappear. And then out of the blue, when they come back, you've already had that conversation. You've planted that seed. And now they're bringing more people with them, because some people just have to see you flourish before they want to invest or take the time to invest.
Yeah, and it's almost like the show me state. You got to show me before I do it. Show me that it's going to work, or show me that, whatever. I'm willing to do that. So what do you say to younger people under you? Like, so this is the truth. This is what I feel. The younger kids of today, a lot of them are self-destructing. And a lot of it is because maybe they've tried something, they failed. They didn't have the home support. They don't have the funds to do something, but a lot of times it's your resources. You don't really have to have a lot of money. Just go, pull on some people. What do you say to younger people, the younger generation, in order to keep them grounded to do the right things? You're a teacher. What is your main thing that you tell them?
When it's all said and done, you go to the grave by yourself.
Mm.
So don't expect anything.
Oh, I like that.
So to be that example or to be that role model, to where I tell people all the time, I'll sleep when I die.
That's it.
Yeah, I get tired, but when I die, I got all the time in the world for it.
I like
But right
that.
now, I can't get my time back. So I want to be able to take what I'm doing, move forward, keep pushing. And like I said, my assistant is 19. For her to want to be a photographer, she tells me the things that she wants. I want to show you I'm not double your age, but I'm almost there. And I want to make sure that you have that example. When you wake up, what do you want to do? Well, let's do it. What is it going to take to get there? If you want to go take pictures of the Grand Canyon, how many pictures do you have to take to put the money up to get there?
Right.
How many art pieces do I have to sell before the other people that I need to purchase them will? Like Danny Glover has a piece.
Of yours?
Nikki Giovanni has one. John Lithgow has one. Cornell West. Like, for me to be able to name those people that have art pieces of mine, we could go to Genuine. Rest in peace, Mo 3. We can say Mo 3 had a piece of mine. So to give people opportunity, you just have to be able to use your gift. If not, I don't want mine taken away. So
that's right.
I want to share as much love as possible.
That's right. And then also I say, what do you say about the people you surround yourself with? Because for Black Ears, for Phases Next Level, it's like-mindedness, right? What about the company you keep?
It's not that you are the company that you keep. It's all about perception. So if the people that you're around, if they're perceived to be in such a way or in such a light, you have to make sure that their light doesn't dim yours. So to be able to step out of the way and say, you know what, this is where I'm supposed to be. My light is shining and this is what I'm going to do. I don't have to have anybody with me because, like I said, at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, you can't go with me. Even if we both lost life at the same time, you still can't go with me.
That's right.
So you got to be held accountable for what it is that you do while you're here. So I just say, the people that are around me, I'll go anywhere by myself.
You are so brilliant. I feel like you will make a difference in people's lives. And art, for me, if I look at, I was told, and you tell me, I was told that it takes you away when you're creating your art, that it takes you away from everything. When you're doing a piece, what is your mind? Where's your mind at? Are you living that in the moment, or how do you feel when you create a piece?
When you do art, it's more so, it takes all of you in order for you to get the end result. If it's in your head, if it's something that you're looking at, like the emotion that goes behind it, you have to be able to not just not have a distraction, but you have to be comfortable enough within yourself to know the outcome is going to be what it is. It's a form of therapy.
So like right now, I was trying to look for, it was therapy. Yeah.
Pieces that I'm doing, like more of the commissions that have started to come more so across my desk are images of people that have passed. So if like I did one for my brother's 40th birthday. Our grandmother passed before the youngest nephew now was born. So I took 5 different pictures of the family in full, and I have her holding the youngest baby that wasn't here to actually give that moment. You have to like mentally, you have to like make it okay, because this didn't happen, but it looks like it happened.
Yes.
So I've done that one.
Yeah.
There are a couple of others that are more so in the same light of that. Then there are those that the people that have passed, those are keepsakes forever. Yeah. So when you you think about 100 years from now, I want somebody to still be able to walk into a home or to go down on Greenwood, Black Wall Street, to walk into those businesses to see that impact. And my mom, yes, she wanted the plan B because you have to have the corporate side, and that's what we are grown to understand. But now with technology, your daughter can have art all over the world. I'd love for her to look up what Black Wall Street is about.
Yeah, we talk about it.
And for her to look at some of the videos that they have. There aren't many.
Okay.
But to be able to look at those and create her own art, I'll sell her art in my booth.
Let me tell you, she wrote this book, right? It's about bullying. But guess what he is? He's an artist. He don't want to play football. He gets bullied because he don't play football. He don't do nothing. He wants to do art. That came out of her head because that's what she does, right?
Right.
The difference is he was bullied because he wasn't the boy that wanted to get out there. He wanted to draw art. So it was all about art.
That's how it is.
I was
poetry, drawing,
yes,
painting. If it's inside of you and it stirs you up enough, you got to be able to say, I'm gonna put my all in it and make it happen. And that's what it sounds like she's able to do.
So anyway, before we get out of here, I want to know, how can people reach you? Because I'm telling you, I'm sitting here, the whole interview got chills up and down my arm, and it's something about you. It's something about you. So keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. You'll shine. I promise you. I don't know what it is, but it's going to happen. So where can they find you?
All of that energy. Push that all out there. I need all that. I'm taking all that.
Take it with grace.
Expressions of Eddie K is where my website is, where you can see examples, some of the responses and reactions to people once they receive their art. On Instagram, it's at Eddie Kane, Kaane, so it's 3 A's. Or Facebook, it's Eddie, EDDYEK, and then KK, just like Lil Jon and the Eastside Boys back in the day. Okay, KK.
And are you on Twitter at all or LinkedIn?
I haven't used Twitter in forever. I do have a LinkedIn account.
So anyway, you guys, I know that Eddie and I have gotten off on a whole nother track. We appreciate y'all being here. If you please reach out to her. We will have her website and how to get in touch with her in the links below. Go ahead and check her out. Go check out what she's doing because it's for the greater good, you guys. We appreciate you being here. Eddie, thank you for the interview. All that. But what I would say, and then I'm going to give you a last word, is that I believe in God. And so I believe that in prayer. So pray and believe in everything that you do.
Realize you go at it alone. And you got to believe in yourself enough to get wherever you want to go.
I like it. I like it. A lot of us, we say we want to do it and we just don't believe hard enough. You gotta be hungry for it. I'm like you, I want to eat. Anyway, thank you so much, Mr. Eddie. I appreciate you. I look forward to doing business with you in the future. I can't wait till the magazine drops in January.
And you're a blessing. Continue to be just that. Because you set the example and give everybody the chance to be able to have their voice heard. And majority of the time, that's all somebody needs is just that one ear for it to matter. So, no, I really appreciate you and your time. So thank you and keep being great.
Respect yourself. Respect each other. I'm out.